guys, welcome back to the channel. In this very exciting vlog, I can show you all the hobbies that I've been into since coming back. I had so many hobbies that I really wanted to start while I was traveling, but obviously when you're traveling you can't carry that much equipment or buy that much inventory, so I had to wait until I came back to do them. The first thing was the Kumihimo, which is what I learned in Tokyo. I was so obsessed with it because I don't know, it's so cool to learn an old art skill, especially when it's embedded in culture. I also got a book in China to learn about knots, so that whole thing has been happening. And it was super fun to start choosing colors. My sister does have this book about like color combinations, which I did take inspiration from and bought colors for it. Editing me here, I realized I didn't really go into my current setup in my video, so I'm gonna do that now before we get back into my whole process. Pretty much I decided to create a Kumihimo setup, a DIY version of it at home, just because I mean that the actual one I feel like would be quite difficult to source in Australia, and also I don't really know anyone that's good with creating things with wood. So firstly, the most important thing that you need is a Kumihimo disc. You could just get something round with a hole in the middle. I have no idea where you're gonna source that, but I ended up buying this from online. So it comes with this pamphlet, and then it comes with some thread for you to try out and this disc. I ordered this when I was in China, but I think you can order this on Alibaba. Once I had this, I did try just making it, just using my hand to hold it and then doing the string. But it got a bit tedious because instead of using two hands to create your cord, you're ending up with just one hand, which really slows you down. So I have to build something that would hold this straight. I did try a few things which you'll see in the process, but my current setup is that I have a cardboard. This is just a regular cardboard box that I found, like a really sturdy cardboard that doesn't bend, and then it already had this corner because this is the corner of the box, and I cut it to this length. This is the length of the box. If I did have a choice, I would make it a bit longer, but currently, how can I show you this without? Okay, it's upside down, but it's almost 19 and a half centimeters. So once you have this to make it have length, you do need something to stand it on because this is a bit flimsy. My sister came up with this and she said to use this jar. So this jar is pretty heavy, so it will stand on its own, and I just chuck the cardboard in. And then I put the circle on top, and then I would make it like that. I decided on a triangle, like an open triangle cardboard, just so then, let me thread one that I've already done, just so then I can see my progress and then see if there's any issues with it. Yeah, so that's how it is. Before I created this, I did have some issues where the cord wasn't braiding in a straight line. So then I needed something heavy, because in the traditional sense they do have these the circle thingies that hold the twine, and they're pretty heavy, so they do have some weight to it. So I needed something that has weight, so I decided to use a gacha case, and I put a whole lot of coins in it to put weight on it, and I tied a string because it already had holes in it, and then I would put it through a peg, because this peg has slits, so I can put the string in, and then I will clip it onto the end, so then it gives some weight, so then it will be straight. Because if you don't have something heavy to make it straight, your braiding won't be straight either. So I pretty much wanted to make the pattern that I was taught when I learned this in Tokyo, and this requires 12 threads, and then within that 12 threads you need a certain amount of colors. For the white part you need 6 of those, and then every other color in here is 2 threads of each other color. I did start off with just cutting cardboard versions of these thread holders, and then I would use a peg to hold the thread in place, because it will unravel, and 2, the peg does give it some weight because cardboard's quite light, and similar to when you're making the thread, you do need some weight, so you need weight on everything. Yeah, so I started off with these cardboard ones, but later on I was able to find, I used to do embroidery, and I had these left over. It comes in a really big pack, but you don't really need this if you're starting out. You can cut your own cardboard and it works the same, but yeah, this is quite convenient to have if you're gonna make a lot. How you start off is just putting all the embroidery thread together, and then you just make a knot. From this onwards, I'm planning on putting caps onto them. So this string here into the cap, and then either making a bracelet just like how it was in your name. So this is a clip, so you can put it around your wrist like how, what's his name? Tashi? I don't remember his name, but he put around his wrist, and then he had a clip for it. So I bought these off Alibaba for that, but I haven't gotten to there. So this one has a cap on it, but this covers the whole thing, and this is the glue I'm going to use to glue the threads into the caps. Alright, let's go back into my process video with all the experiments that I did to get to this place. Alright, so this is my setup situation at the moment. So I have my disc, which I figured while I was making this one. So I was making this one earlier today, but I didn't like the turnout, so I undid everything. Anyways, so this came with this set, and then yeah, this is the set I got. So I'm gonna do my own DIY setup of what I tried out in Japan. I'm gonna use this ceramic Snoopy cup to hold up the disc like that. I might use something else later on, but
this is pretty solid and it's heavy, so it'll be good. And then I've set up my, I think 12, is it 12 colors? 2, 4, 6, 10. Oh, 10. Is it 10? Let me double check. Okay, so I realized I haven't done enough of these, which is fine. I just need to do 2 more. So I need 6 of these, which it comes in this big roll. Very helpful. And then these are the colors I chose. So this will be the outside lining. It's a light blue greyish. And then I've chosen pinks, light pink, then light purple, and then I feel like there always needs to be a dark color, so I chose dark blue. So yeah, I rolled them all up. I cut out these cardboard thingies to wrap the thread around. They're not as heavy as the wheels that they have on the actual thing, but these will do, and I'm hoping these pegs will give it a bit of weight. So each of these are going to have a peg, and then also the middle part. So if I was working on this is the head, so we'll start here and then I put a peg here to give it some weight. Might put 2 pegs to make it heavier. This is the embroidery thread I use. This one's quite common with Spotlight. Have some nice colours. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut more of this. Each of these is around 8 meters. So yeah, and then once I do that, I can tie it all up and get this started. I added my Tamagotchi as weight for the middle. Yeah, so it's around 52 centimeters. So nice. So this was the 4th try, the other time. So I made this one. This one has purple and pink. In terms of the color, it's more of like a blue-green color. This one was good until it started like turning. You can't really see it because I kind of undid it and then tied it up. So yeah, that's why this one's so small. And then I tried again, but then it kept turning again. And then I didn't know what was going on, so I just kind of stopped this and then retried it, and then this one definitely kept turning. I didn't want the twist in it. So originally I was using this jar, and then I put the disc on top of it. Really goes through there. And then I use this as a weight. It's a gachapon case with coins in it, and then I would clip it at the end of here. I'll hang it as a weight to keep the tension steady. So pretty much we discovered that the reason why this is twisting was because this was touching on the ground, like on the bottom of the jar. It needs to be hanging in the air for it to not twist. So our solution was So originally I made this one with a packing thing. So I got this in the mail. I ordered a book, so then I put it up like this, like a book, and then I put the disc on here, and then I'll do it here. But then these two long parts get in the way. So my sister had the bright idea of making this. We decided to make this V shape, so then I can still see the cord while I'm still working on it, because if I made a triangle it would be closed off and I couldn't see what was going on. Yeah, and then once we made this we needed a base, so she thought just to put it in this jar, which is pretty solid, like, because it's a pretty heavy glass jar. So yeah, that's what I've been using. It will be standing, and then I'll put this on top of here, through here, down like that. Yeah, that's our current setup. Other than this pattern that I did go through this booklet, because it does show you other patterns you can make. So I decided to try one of them out, which was like a love heart. So I did one of these. And it's a lot thicker than these ones. This.
Thanks for watching the vlog. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comments. Bye!